Your next debate this evening, this is a debate, I think this goes back centuries at this point. We were debating art versus science, you guys. Yeah, oh shit indeed, one girl. Oh shit indeed. On the side of art, this guy is another favorite here at the Vine Street Pub, also a member of the Fine Gentlemen's Club. Put your hands together for one of the funniest people I know, Mr. Sam Tallent, everybody. Give it up for Sam. And on the side of science, we're doing things a little bit differently for this debate. This guy is the author of The Humor Code, which is currently out on Simon & Schuster. Put your hands together for Dr. Peter McGraw, everybody, making a Vine Street debut. A comedy debut, I should say. And going first, Dr. Peter McGraw.
So I've realized, well, I've never been here before for this. I've realized I made a huge mistake. So first of all, everybody is way more prepared than I am. And evidently, if you're a man, I'm supposed to take my shirt off at some point during this. And lastly, I realize that everybody is a lot funnier than I am. So I actually tweeted at my competitor here, and I said, Mr. Sam Tallent, how prepared are you for our debate? I've been preparing since I started learning math. It's not funny, see? And then Sam says, oh man, I'm so underprepared. I've been too busy actually doing comedy instead of studying it. So I'm, yeah, let's get this over with, okay? So I actually feel like I somewhat underdressed and not in the proper wear to convince you that science is better than comedy. So let me just give me a moment here.
Take it off.
When everybody's taking it off, I'm putting it on. Is this the only sweater vest that's ever been in Vine Street, you think? All right. So there's a lot of Googling that happens in preparation for this, and I did my share. So these are 5 of the greatest scientific achievements of the last 50 years. This is in no particular order. Number 5, the artificial heart. That's pretty good. Thank you, Chris. The personal computer, that was obvious. The internet, or no one would be prepared for tonight if the internet didn't exist. The microchip, and then finally, I like this one. The number 1 is the moon landing. And if you think about it, like if you had to choose between a painting of the moon and actually like America going to space and landing on the moon, you would choose that. So that's just like that's an appetizer, and that sucked. Nerds unite. I was thinking about it. Actually, this was harder to prepare for than I thought. I actually was thinking like how good art is. So if you consider how much pleasure, how much joy that art brings to us, you might be tempted to choose art. Like, so for instance, who here's enjoyed an afternoon at the Denver Art Museum strolling around? All right, so some of you. Well, if science didn't exist, you would have to do that by candlelight. And that would be the only art museum you could ever go to, because you could never fly to another city. So you're never going to the MoMA or the Guggenheim. Europe's out of the question if you live in Colorado and there's no science. You might say, well, Pete, someday I want to have children, and I want my children to learn to sing and dance. And I think that's a compelling argument. Just remember, though, that you'll have 8 to 10 children because birth control will never have been invented. You might enjoy, maybe you like more modern forms of art, so you would enjoy like a nice art house movie, a documentary. especially on a hot day. And that would really be difficult because neither the thing that films the movie nor the thing that projects the movie will ever have been invented. Also, no air conditioning, so you'd be sitting in a dark, hot room. And I'm gonna leave with that. I'm gonna let Sam make fun of me for the next 5 minutes. Thank you.
Oh man, this is gonna be a bloodbath. Jesus Christ, man. What's your doctorate in? Dressing like a narc? What's your deal? Untuck that shirt. You're making us all think of our stepdads. That's not... Oh. Kevin had to run away. He doesn't want to be a part of this. You study comedy? Are you going to teach a comedy class? You'd have to hold yourself back in it. That'd be... I don't want to be mean to you, man. You're a doctor and shit, and I'm wearing cutoffs, so like... But like, dude, I mean, you might have been funny if you were playing a character, but you're not. You're not. So that's a bummer. You wrote that book though, Humor Code. You want to actually make the title funny? Humor Chode. You're welcome. All right. And guess what? I got kicked out of Metro State, doctor. What else do I have written down here? I wrote stuff down because I didn't want to just come up here and like rag on that guy, but that's all that really came to mind for the autistic Bill Nye behind us. You guys remember Dr. Phil from Oprah? That guy was funny. You can't teach. You can learn science. All right, you can learn it, but you can't teach art. The only thing that'll help you get a leg up in art is heroin. Okay, so you have to earn art. You know what I mean? I've been doing my only source of income has been comedy since I was 20. I'm 27 right now. All right, I did not have time to prepare for this, and I didn't have time to watch your Leno. You were on Leno, doctor. That's earned. You were on Leno. I was too busy working in Oklahoma for the 7th time that year. I had to drop out of college for art. I dropped out of college, everyone, because I was fucking. I failed Improv 1, everybody. That got me on academic probation, was failing Improv 1. And the reason I failed is because I missed 17 out of 24 classes because I was so busy running 3 open mics and being on the road Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right, there's no time for art and science. The only time that art and science have been good together was in the show Breaking Bad. All right, that's the only time they really struck a chord. Science is responsible for a lot of shit, a lot of real bad shit. You listed some cool stuff like the artificial fart, nailed it. See, that's how you could have made that funny, doctor. Science is responsible also for the gas chamber, everyone. All right, let's not forget about that atrocity that old Cappy McScience back there would love you to forget. Are you a gas chamber denier or just a Holocaust denier? Pick a side, doctor. It's also responsible for the atom bomb. All right, the atom bomb created by some scientists, correct? Is that true, doctor? See, the doctor says science is behind the atom bomb, okay? A lot of atrocities. Crystal Pepsi, remember that debacle? Remember that fucking shit show? Huh? Surge? Good God. Art. Art's responsible for a lot of cool stuff, all right? As I Lay Dying, that fucking music, that beautiful, moving novel written in so many voices, 26, I believe. The Mona Lisa, she's pretty gross, but still art. A lot of great art, man. Mambo No. 5, all right? Remember that jam? Remember that kick-ass jam, guys? All right? Art's, it's, you know, it's tough. It's tough. You're into art, you know? And also you said, you know, the Denver Art Museum, you couldn't see it because who wouldn't want to go to the Denver Art Museum lit by candlelight? Imagine how much more finger banging and/or oral would occur. Both at once if you're gangly, you know what I'm talking about? I guess in closing, I just have a question for you, Doctor. Did you ask to be on this debate or lose a bet? What's going on here? I've been crushing. Thank you.
I'm the asshole. So geez. Okay, so this is terrible. I should not do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Okay, so I did some more Googling, and I found the 10 greatest works of art ever, and Sam Tallent's comedy wasn't on the list. He's a young man, though. He has time. And he evidently doesn't have much college loans to pay back. So, by the way, when we were back there, I said, Sam, do you have any tips for me? And Sam's like, well, you seem kind of square, so you should just make fun of yourself. You know, just do some self-deprecating stuff. And I realized I was warming him up. So I'll give you the 10 greatest works of art, and then I'm gonna make an argument that science makes art better, and then I'll give you the alternative if you disagree. So Leonardo da Vinci's The Fetus in the Womb, and so what's the equivalent of that? Like if you added science, that would be The Simpsons. And if you don't like that, if you don't side with me on Simpsons, then you has cured polio. The beheading of St. John the Baptist, well, you could choose that, or you could choose Game of Thrones. And if you don't choose Game of Thrones, you can die of malaria, because science has cured malaria. Rembrandt's self-portrait with 2 circles, Seinfeld. Don't join Seinfeld. Then a nice death by diphtheria. The Shavat cave paintings. This is 30,000 years ago. Breaking Bad. I think we choose Breaking Bad over that. And if not, smallpox. Good luck. Jackson Pollock's one, number 31, 1950. I think that's South Park. And if not, yellow fever. That's a really painful one. You do not want to die of yellow fever. Las Meneses, 24, the TV show 24, typhoid fever. A lot of fevers used to kill people before science. Sam, by the way, typhoid fever has killed more people than the gas chamber. Picasso's Guernica. You can't even pronounce these art things, but I can pronounce Sherlock. Thank you very much. Pneumococcal disease. And then Michelangelo's Prisoners. And this is a good one, Orange is the New Black. I think we all enjoy Orange is the New Black. And it's really fun to watch Orange is the New Black without the whooping cough. And I did ask for science. Fuck you, Sam Tallent. The Parthenon sculptures, or you could watch Dexter carve up the bad guys and be free of tetanus. And then finally, Cézanne's Mont Saint Victoria, and that's one of my favorites, watching Louis without tuberculosis. So in closing, what I'd like you to do is grab a cocktail napkin and just do your best self-portrait. Show me the kind of art you can do. Lay that on the table in front of you. And then take out your mobile phone, lay it next to it, and then choose. Science.
Hey, keep it going for kid science, everybody, huh? He came back with that horrible list of infectious diseases you guys all loved. That was some comedy. Hey, I'm gonna list a pop cultural thing and then say a disease. It's gonna crush for 3 minutes somehow. Doctor, very, very good work, sir. Good work. Science, I mean, all science has done for me is labeled the things that are probably gonna kill me. So I don't know. I need one of those artificial hearts. Can we talk about that, doctor? Huh? I am in need. Guys, art's not, science and art are different things. Science is about quantifying things and being able to recreate them at any time for other people to create them as well. And art, meanwhile, is about creating independent things that are autonomous from anyone else's mind, all right? Art's about creating things that are now, wow, here and why, because it's beautiful. That's all right? That's what art's about. Art, I want to fuck you guys in your mind, pussies. That's what I'm trying to do, okay? That's my plan. Maybe if I'm funny enough, oral or butt stuff. I'm not sure. But that's all art's about. Art's about getting gross guys laid, all right? Come on, where my gross guys at, huh? Where are my dudes who don't take off their shirts at the pool? Let's talk. Huh? Pick up that mandolin. Find some girl with fucking daddy issues and dreadlocks and crawl on in. That's all you gotta do. When has science gotten anyone laid? When they're like, I have the antidote, suck it. That's the only time. Typhoid may have killed more people than the gas chamber. Not all at once, doctor, all right? Gas chamber, lot higher batting average, for sure, than old typhoid. Typhoid batting about 130. Gas chamber, I think, 73% of certain nations? I'm just saying, let's compare apples to oranges, all right, man? I could have gone on Wikipedia and tried to be a comedian, but instead I earned it, all right? Guys, seriously, all right? I got some shit here. Let's talk about stuff, all right? Hey, why would you study comedy? Laughs they grow from the ground, man. They're called mushrooms. Bang, you can have that, all right? Hey, if it weren't for art, what would kids who were bad at science in high school blow all their parents' money on? Come on, art, everyone. What bazang? Art's gotten me laid a whole bunch more than science, okay? We need to talk about that some more, I think. I've performed in 38 states, including music and comedy, everyone. And guess what? This weird body does okay, all right? I do about as good as typhoid out there. It's called a callback, doc. Put it in your book. Can I open for you on the road? You're getting a lot better bookings than I am. You know how I got on this show? Doing comedy in Denver 5 years. You know how you got on it? I don't either. That's called a zing, everyone, all right? I'm writing my own book, okay? That's called the old Oklahoma switcheroo. That's what that one is. Some other tips for comedy, doctor, if you're going to pursue this more. I don't know. Don't, probably. That'd be my best tip for you. You're a doctor, man. Keep being a doctor. Do vet medicine or whatever the fuck you're doing. Wait, that's Dr. Kevin. What's your doctorate in? Psychology. That's useful. Finally, a joke out of you. Seriously, what's your doctorate in?
Keep it going for Sam Tallent and Dr. Peter McGraw, you guys. That was... Oh, I love that more than most debates I've seen on this show. If you guys are down with science, let's hear it for Dr. Peter McGraw, you guys. If you're down... Whoa! Whoa! I mean, it was pretty good, but he's no Neil deGrasse Tyson or anything, you guys. What the fuck? It's not Carl Sagan up here. And if you want to get your mind pussies fucked, let's hear it for Lou Bega enthusiast Sam Tallent. Whoa! That's close. I'm going to say Sam Tallent's the winner of that debate. Give it up for Peter McGraw once again, you guys. Pick up his book, The Humor Code. And if you'd like to buy anything from Sam, I'm sure he's got a used CD. He'll probably